6 suspects, among them 3 policemen, denied robbery with violence charges and destroying G4S property.
The 72 million shilling heist.
74 million shillings.
With the 72 million shillings heist.
Hii ni story ya wizi wa shilingi milioni 72 wa jamaa ambao waliiba shilingi milioni 72.
2 days. Walikuwa 2 days umesikwa kabisa.
Vincent wasn't your average guy from Kayole. He dressed like a cop, talked like a cop, and even walked like a cop. But he wasn't a cop, just a really convincing police imposter. He claimed to be an SPIV officer stationed at Spring Valley, service number 101427. He sold the idea perfectly and many bought it plus the uniform. It worked. He built real friendships with actual cops who had no idea they were befriending an imposter. But Vincent wasn't faking for fame. He had future plans and they weren't exactly what you'd call legal. That's where Chris Enda came in. Another imposer, same hustle. Together they cooked up something wild. A plan to rob G4S vans carrying up to 200 million Kenya shillings. You heard right, 200 million. And for that kind of job, you need an inside man. So they got one, a real G4S officer working at the firm's headquarters. All was left was a fast and furious cast taxi driver and a few corrupt cops. And this would be going down. It was a 5-man operation. Then on September 5th, 2019, the heavens smiled upon them. It was systems go. Word from the G4S insider. 2 armored vans were heading out from industrial area to stock up a standard chartered bank ATM in Nairobi West. That was the opportunity an hour later. The morning of September 5th was the last one they planned to change their life for good. Dressed in full administration police uniform, Vincent and 2 of his guys pulled up to the G4S headquarters, looking like your everyday CIT cops. They even had an escort car. And when the time came to call out the names of the assigned officers, they answered. Confidence, no stutter, no second guessing. This was the genius of the plan. Impersonation plus confidence equals successful social engineering. No one questioned it. No one double-checked. At exactly 6 a.m., the 2 armored G4S vans rolled out like it was just another money transfer. Meanwhile, a white Toyota Noah was already en route to Nairobi West. That will be the loot van, the getaway ride, the vehicle that would in just minutes carry tens of millions of shillings in stolen cash. At the ATM, it was business as usual. The real G4S team opened the vaults, made the usual call to headquarters for their ATM password, ready to load cash. But then, Vincent and the squad made their move. Military swift. They loaded the cash into 13 bags, tossed them into the Toyota Noah, and disappeared into thin air. Houdini style. And just like that, 72 million Kenya shillings was gone. No alarms, no guns, no violence, just good old military precision. CME the question, did they want 72 million? Well, both yes and no. They wanted 200 million Kenya shillings. 72 million Kenya shillings wasn't a problem either. I mean, nobody says no to free money. Back at G4S headquarters, pure chaos and confusion. The real assigned cops had just arrived, only to be told their doppelgangers had just left with the cash. That's when the robbery call came in. A criminal masterpiece and obviously an inside job. After pulling off the cleanest heist Nairobi had seen in years, Vincent and the crew did what all smart criminals do. Disappear, they regrouped at the Thogato Forest in Kiabu County. And what went down there was simple. Split cash and vanish. And that's what they do, shake hands and go their separate ways. Now with a lot of money comes a habit to want to spend it. Chris Ayenda suddenly got tired of walking around like a poor man. He wasn't that guy anymore. Instead of staying underground, he walked into a car showroom, cashed out 1.5 million Kenya shillings in cash, and drove off in a brand new Subaru. Bro must have been watching too much Fast and Furious movies. He then drove straight to Kisii County. Meanwhile, the heat was rising. Police weren't sleeping on this one. Investigators locked in fast, and the first place they went, G4S headquarters. That's where things got weird. The CCTV footage was gone, deleted, or tampered with. The G4S and bank staff on duty obviously took the first fall. They were rounded up and arraigned in court on September 6th. While behind the scenes, the police were chasing shadows. But then, a civilian walks into a police station and claimed to have seen G4S cash boxes in Thogotu Forest, Kiambu County. The focus instantly shifts from Nairobi to Kiambu, and this is actually where this plot crumbles. The empty cash boxes are just the right means to an end for the police. That evening, a garage in Kikuyu town is raided by police. Why? Zurenya. Because inside they find the white Toyota Noah involved in the heist. The garage crew arrested on the spot, and under pressure, they start to snitch. Their information turns out valuable. Chris Ayenda, the rogue cop turned thief, was hiding out in Kisii laying it low. Police stormed in, caught him at his house with 4 million Kenya shillings in cash and the Subaru he bought the other day. I mean, if you're gonna get caught, at least don't have the stolen money with you. Under interrogation, Chris, a smart man, did what every good snitch in the book does and gave up the next link, Vincent himself. Turns out Vincent was chilling in SEO village Kendu Bay, waiting on Chris to come pick him so they could cross over to Uganda and disappear forever. But there was no driving into the sunset for him. The police arrested Vincent and found him with 3 million Kenya shillings in cash. One by one, the crew was falling. The dream of escaping with millions into that beautiful Mauritius sunset crumbling and the clock ticking. With the two masterminds apprehended, a whooping 50 million Kenya shillings was still missing, and the police weren't going to stop there. Interrogations got so intense. In fact, the suspects accused the cops in charge of brutality, claiming they were being tortured for information. And it worked. The court released them on a 1 million bond citing human rights violation, but freedom didn't mean safety because the manhunt didn't stop. September 16th, 2019, another lead. A G4S insider was arrested after hiding 1 million Kenya shillings in the last place anyone will think to look, his mother's cowshed. Of course, the mother and his brother are arrested. September 27th, 2 rogue cops, Simon Karuku and his wife Njeri, apply for anticipatory rebel in Kikuyu, in layman's language asking to not be arrested, but it was too late. The police arrest them and Simon snitches again. He takes them to Kahawa Barracks where his sister, a KDF officer, points fingers at Florence, another cop. She in turn involves her boyfriend in the heist. The police also seize a white Mark X believed to have been bought with the stolen millions. March 24, 2020. Vincent, the alleged mastermind out on bond, is gunned down by police. The official DCI statement says shootout during arrest, but his lawyer suggests otherwise. Cliff Umbetsa wasn't buying the script. On March 26th, he dropped the receipts of video showing Vincent unarmed surrendering, then being executed. The question everyone is asking by this time is, why would the DCI lie about it? Why kill him? This quickly starts to look more of a cover-up. Human rights activist Al-Amin Kimathi jumped in, raising red flags on X, formerly Twitter. He claimed 2 cops linked to the case also died, killed by fellow officers, allegedly for silence or the money. The Independent Policing Overnight Authority didn't miss out on this one. They launched an investigation. 2 years later, 6 cops were charged in connection with Vincent's murder. It revealed a darker truth beneath the surface. A tangled web of fraud within the very systems meant to keep us safe, where the line between law enforcers and lawbreakers blurred and loyalty dissolved in the shadow of millions. What began as a quiet, calculated operation unraveled into a trail of mysterious debts, vanished money, and haunting questions that remain unanswered to this day. Vinny is gone. Some are behind bars. But over 60 million Kenyan shillings is still unaccounted for, and someone, somewhere, knows exactly where it went. This wasn't just a heist. It was a rare glimpse into a world where power, greed, and silence move as one deep within Kenya's underworld. Dark light docks,